Got some sales mafia guys in here and some closer cohort guys. For those of you guys that don't know me, also guys, Josh, Frank, Andre, let's see the cameras. Turn those on. Let's see. I want to see you guys. I'm gonna meet you. So turn those on. Otherwise, I'm gonna kick you guys out. But yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, I run closer cohort. Work with Tim and Jordan here is very very happy to be here with us. He's in a group chat with us, all million plus closers. We're all ripping deals and good networking there. And so I'll let him give a little introduction about himself. But he's closing, managing some teams. He's been in this space for a very long time. Even before he got into sales, he had his own offer back in 2017, 2018 time. And so he's done a lot of the stuff in this space. He's seen it more over the years, and I'm sure some of you guys have seen this stuff, how fast the space changes. So definitely we'll give you guys some time for some questions. I'll let Jordan introduce himself a little bit more, talk about stuff he's doing with Grant Cardone and insurance stuff as well. And yeah, I'll just let you, Jordan, take the floor, introduce yourself a little bit, maybe tell a little bit about your early journey, and then we can kind of give the guys a little time for some questions and go from there. But yeah, Jordan, thanks for being
For
on.
sure. For sure. Yeah, appreciate you guys having me. I just like talking about this stuff. So any opportunity I have to just talk about sales, like I'm with it. But yeah, I'm out here in Atlanta. My name is Jordan Dooley. I'll get you guys an ID and stuff after this as well. But I've been an entrepreneur pretty much my whole life. So I used to have, and I feel like I've seen it from a bunch of different angles. So I want to talk about in this meeting as well, like how not to just think about your position from where you are, right? Because I'm obviously a sales manager now. I'm basically like the damn COO of the offer that I'm on as well. So it's like a totally different perspective from where you are just as a closer. Hey, like give me calls, give me money versus, okay, how do I actually make this opportunity great for everyone by making sure that the offer owner and the risk they're taking makes a lot of sense. Because I've been from both aspects, right? At the end of the day, when you're a closer, we have one of the best jobs ever. We are able to sit home, get ads or marketed leads to us, and we have no downside. Our downside is we spend 20, 30 minutes and don't close somebody. The upside is we get a lead that we didn't pay for that pays and we get 10% of that. So I mean, our this opportunity really is amazing. I mean, you guys are in fucking South Africa, you're living it up, making online money. So I had an offer myself. So I had an offer called Side Money University. And this was where I used to, if anyone's ever heard of like market research studies or doing focus groups, I was probably one of the first people to like mention that on the internet as a big thing and create like a side hustle culture around it. And that was before like honestly like the 2020, 2017, 2016 like e-com course crazy like nature. And so yeah, that's what I learned about like selling digital products, right? And that's when my life changed. I was like, cool, like I used to make $100 in like 5 hours. I just made it selling an online product. So I saw from that perspective in terms of cool, like overhead, running ads, having to change your dynamic, having to market yourself as an individual. I probably did 200, 300K or, over maybe a year and a half doing that. And then I kind of took that money and went into real estate. So I was in real estate from probably 2019 to like 24 or something like 2023. And that's when I was doing like fix and flips, wholesaling, pretty much just in the real estate space doing sales. So has anyone here heard about like wholesaling real estate? I'm sure maybe some of you guys are even offers of that. That's a very interesting dynamic because it's kind of like all or nothing, right? You're talking to someone, first off, I'm cold calling people and getting them to sell their biggest asset ever, which is their house at a discount. So we'd get a house that's worth 250 and get someone to sell it for 190 because they're a motivated seller. So that's pretty much how I learned sales, right? Cold calling people, having conversations with older people that are looking down on us because we're super young, et cetera, and having to get someone to sell their biggest asset at a discount. Like basically, I was on hard mode, and so
What was
that
your
industry was
first,
interesting
Jordan?
because
Jordan, what was your first
yeah,
entrepreneurial venture? Like the very first thing you did, real estate, or what was the first thing?
no, the very first thing was that course that I created called Simon University. So that was my first inkling into online money, going on social media, and I was just posting game for like 2 years straight. And then when my course came about, people were buying from me because I just gave so much game. So even before I had an offer, I was just in the mindset of like, let me go on the internet and just add value to people, just like you're doing here. You're bringing us together for information. When you're able to just go on the internet and provide value to people, a lot of good things happen. So I did that because I knew I wanted to launch something. I didn't know what it was. And then when the course or whatnot, the digital product space came about, that's when I launched my first product, got into entrepreneurship, dropped out of college, and I just went out from there. Did that for 2 or 3 years, then got into real estate. And again, real estate really, really well, bought and sold and flipped probably 20, 30 properties. The market kind of shifted on me where, I mean, you're at the point where interest rates are double the price they used to be. And now basically it's twice as hard to do the job that I wanted to do. So that's when I was like, okay, cool. Like I have a bunch of skills. I've done a bunch of different shit. I've sold and bought everything under the sun. Like, let me just find a better opportunity. Right. And that's when I came across high ticket sales. And it wasn't like this fairy tale where like I came in and I was like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna come in. I didn't really know what like being a closer was. Like I understood it, but I was like, cool, let me just get into an opportunity where you're telling me I can just make money off somebody else's brand, but let's fucking do it. Like that's my mindset. Like I'm not coming in and I'm trying to like be the top dog off the rip. Like, cool, how can I add value to someone that has a lot of value so that I can be a part of their operation? So who here is like currently on an offer? Like is everyone here on an offer or some people transitioning?
Who's a closer? Who's a closer and who's a closer first of all here on a closing offer? Okay, good. Who's a setter here on a
Okay,
setting
so we
offer?
got
Who just started sales?
nobody.
Okay, cool. Who's been in sales for
Okay.
more than 2 months? Amazing, amazing. Okay.
Okay.
Any
So we got
sales
a little mixed bag here.
any sales managers in here? Ned, amazing, amazing. Okay, cool. So there you go, Jordan.
Cool. So we got kind of a mixed bag here. But yeah, my goal was literally just to come in and just add value to someone to put myself in a position to win because I knew that I was a valuable person. I could sell anything, and the thing is that my back was against the wall. Like I don't have a college degree. Like I was not going to get a job because I've tasted online money. So I knew, cool. I just have to find an opportunity to be able to create capital. And I've been doing this less than 2 years, and I've done over 4 million in sales now. And I manage two teams that are doing one's doing close to the seven-figure a month mark. And then one's doing almost a $2 million a month. So I feel like I understand this business from a perspective as an offer owner, as an operator, and as a closer myself, because I'm still closing currently on an offer as well. So when I came into the space, I came in as an outbound dialer, right? And that's probably something that most of these offers don't even have. My mindset and the idea that me and my friend we came into space was cool. How can we come in and give someone a reason to like fuck with us? Right. 'Cause at the end of the day, like you want to come in and start working on an offer that's doing $1 million a month or 500K a month. But think about it. If they're doing that much a month, they probably already have a pretty set team. And how the ascension works is people, they usually hire within their own operation. So you're probably not going to go in and go straight to a closer. They're going to hire someone that's performing as a setter well and just ascend them. They're probably not going to go out and just reach towards somebody else. That's how you keep the culture in the team, basically. So your goal is to get into an opportunity and then overvalue or value yourself to a degree where now they need you. You're not just a cog in a system, so to speak. So I was like, cool, what can I do where I can just add value to somebody else's opportunity? So we ended up getting on an ecom offer. And we said, hey, we're going to be an outbound dialers, meaning that you don't have to pay for leads for us. You don't even have to give us a salary. We're going to come in, cold call your old leads of people that got on a call and didn't close or didn't show up or followed up and never showed up. We're going to call your old leads, reignite them, close them, and you're going to give us 20% instead of 10, right? You're not paying ads on them. You've already paid for these clients. We're going to go in, call the graveyard, and then you're going to give us 20% of everyone that we bring because it's free money to you. All right. So, I mean, is that not kind of like a good idea? Like, why would you not do that? Someone's going to come in, dial my graveyard leads, and potentially bring me more money from leads that I already thought were dead, and we'll give them 20%.
And
So
what
we were
what
closing
offer was that,
people.
Jordan?
Yeah.
What offer was that?
Yeah, this is on the Amazon offer. So this is the offer
Amazon.
that I sell on now. It's an e-commerce Amazon offer. So it's not crazy. It's not never been done before. It's just an Amazon FBA e-com offer. So we're calling people, we're calling no-shows. Hey, people that didn't show up, hey, I had something happening that week or that month, but I'm available now. Or people, hey, yeah, I just missed my follow-up call. Or hey, I didn't have the money, but now I had it. So it took a lot of grit, right? Because a lot of you that are closers, you get inbound leads, people that are fresh and want to buy the offer right now. I was calling people that might not have heard about the fucking business and for 2 years or for 2 months or for 6 months. So don't get me wrong, it was definitely harder to close leads, but like we're just savages. Like give me 20% if I close one for 5 racks, which was the offer price. I made $1,000. I only have to do that 7 times in a month to make 7 racks. 8 times that's 8 racks a month. That's 100K a year, you know? So we were all one, we jumped into an opportunity where you basically can't say no. I'm basically giving you free labor and only saying to pay me on things that I close for myself. And it's just an interesting opportunity. So we did that for about 3, 4 months. We made probably like 5, 6 grand a month. It
Were
was
you cold
decent.
calling, Jordan? Were you just I mean, obviously this is slightly warm because they've opted in, but it's pretty, how was it cold calling?
Yeah. So these, yeah, again, so these are this isn't cold calling. If these are people that have opted in, but some people just opted into like a VSL and then
Oh,
never jumped on a call ever,
yeah.
or whatnot. So they just gave us a list of people that have interacted with this business somewhere in the past year, and then we were just dialing them on Alloy or something like that. So it was pretty brutal. You get a lot of no show, or you get a lot of no pickups. You get a lot of people that don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, and that's what taught me. Okay, cool. Like the most important thing is tonality in those first 3 seconds. Like, and it's different everywhere. But here I realized that my tonality had to be super like assumptive of like I already know this person. Because when you come out scared and saying, "Hey, is this Mr. Dooley?" They'll say, "Cool, this is a cold caller." They already have that ingrained in their brain. Versus, "Hey, this is Johnny." Okay, perfect. Like they're like now they're curious. Okay, who's calling me and already knowing my name, not assuming it. Those first 3 seconds, I build a rapport of, hey, I'm not just like a desperate cold call coming up. Hey, I'm someone that's calling you back, doing you a favor because you opted into something that you wanted to do and for some reason didn't go through with it. So there's just different frameworks versus, hey, I need your money to, hey, I'm taking time out of my day to give you a second opportunity at something that you already wanted to do. So I'm not going to bullshit it. It's a lot harder. Having 20% commission didn't make it easier, but that's I think the main thing there is finding a way to get yourself in an operation. Because then obviously we ascended really just straight into closers. And that's when we're doing a challenge. So instead of us doing like a webinar flow, which I'm sure some of you guys clients do webinar flows, we did something where it was a 3 day challenge. So instead of it being an hour webinar, it'd be an hour webinar, but 3 times in a row. So people go through like a 3 day like psychological time chamber, and then they all book calls, and then we took those calls. And lo and behold, we didn't have enough closers at that time to take all those calls. So guess who got ascended? Me and my buddy who were doing the outbound dialing and actually closing almost at a damn higher rate than the inbound closers because they got full. Like they got complacent. Like when you start making 20, 30, 40 grand a month and you're doing it over and over again, it sounds crazy. It's foreign to me, but they got complacent. These motherfuckers would miss calls. They'd lower their calendar to 4 p.m. Meanwhile, me and my buddy are calling from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't duplicate that hunger. So when we got on the closing calendar and we started calling from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and taking 24 calls in a day and closing sometimes $40,000 in a day after the challenge, that's when we went into a new tier. Like now, okay, cool. Now we're in a position where now we're going to be doing this full time because we showed ourselves to have value. We got the opportunity, and then we just went fucking crazy. And I've been doing that personally for the past almost 2 years, doing average 25 to 40K a month. And it was because I just found a good operation. I made it better by adding value versus just being someone that's just on the sales team. And then when the opportunity arose for me to be able to go hard, we went crazy because we had those skills. And that's why personally, I think starting as a outbound dialer or a setter and doing something that's hard as shit first, build your grit for when you do have an opportunity to get lay down leads that just book with you off an advertisement or something like that. Now you're in a position of cool, like this is easy. Like I was playing T-ball, like I was playing in the MLB, now I'm playing T-ball,
You
and
build
you
a
just go
grip.
crazy.
And it's slow motion.
Exactly.
Like setting is slow motion. For any of you guys who have set before, I set for 2 years before I ever closed. So it was a lot of people they'll want to go straight to closing, which is obviously more sexy. But setting teaches you the fundamentals, and it's a dying breed now. Like doing doing it, being an end-to-end sales rep, and actually doing those outbounds, like Jordan's talking about, being creative, willing to hustle. Those are the skills that's actually going to set you apart and make you a 1% closer on these offers. And you have to be creative in the way that you guys get on these gigs. So many people are just cold DMing nowadays that that doesn't work anymore. Hey, you need a closer. Like they're not going to hire you.
Yeah, I mean, they're adding more value to your life than you are to them. If you ask anyone, hey, do you want to take leads that I paid for, put them on a calendar, close them, and make some fucking money? Anyone's going to say yes. So you have to change the way that you add value. Sometimes people will funnel hack. They'll go through their funnel, find something wrong or something that they can make better. And then in that cold DM or whatever it is, you're not just saying, hey, hire me. You're saying, hey, I went through your operation. I like it, but you can make something better here. Like now you're just leading with value. You're changing the operation. You're not just being a sales rep. Like you're being a thought leader. Like why the company that I partner with now, like why they're never let me go because I'm too valuable. Like I hire, I train, I manage, I close my damn self. Like I do so many things that letting me go would cost them more money than just keeping me around and allowing me to add value.
Jordan changes
But
lives. Jordan changes
yeah,
lives, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
So
good.
so yeah, it's really about giving enough value to even give yourself an opportunity to go crazy. And then when you get the opportunity, you got to go crazy. Like for me, if you're not calling at least 8 to 10 hours a day, what the fuck are you doing? Like just go get a regular job. Like for me, I've been doing this 2, 3 years, and like for me, I still like get sick if I like have an empty call slot in a time where I want to make money. Like that's just how I'm built. And my bills are high as fuck. So maybe that's you guys living in South Africa. I know it's a little bit cheaper there in Atlanta. This shit is not cheap. I'm about to get a second place in Miami. Like this shit costs bread. I need it. So that's just the mindset that I come with. But yeah, I'm interested to see where you guys are at. If you guys have any questions on what we talked about so far, or I've kind of had similar thoughts, we can kind of open the floor up.
Yeah, questions. Let's hear it. Who's got questions for Jordan?
So you guys are all just going crazy already.
You know, they
Just
all.
common information.
I got
Oh,
a question for you.
let's go.
So, it's Frank, by the way. Nice to meet you, Jordan. Thanks for all the background info. It's
Quickly, guys,
inspiring
quickly
for
before you
sure.
guys ask your questions, introduce yourself, say where you're from, and give a little background about sales so we can all know.
Cool. My name's Frank. I'm from Cape Town, South Africa. I worked basically self-setting and self-closing a high-ticket yachting charter offer for the last 6 months. And then I actually got that position from working as a deckhand on that boat, and then started managing stuff for them. So yeah, and now it was salary based, so I didn't make commissions, which was quite frustrating because obviously it was bringing in a lot of money with yacht charters. But that's kind of why I'm transitioning into high ticket sales so that it can be more commission based. That's my
Okay,
summary.
gotcha. Okay, gotcha. So you said for a yacht chartering?
Yeah, so I worked in the Med as a
Mm,
deckhand on the yacht, and then became close with the owner and the management team, sort of helping them with admin stuff, and then started actually working for the management team and chartering out the boat. So it was kind of simple marketing campaigns through Instagram, and then
okay.
we would get warm leads, and it was me contacting them directly, setting up calls. Sometimes it was like a phone call, sometimes it was a Zoom call, but mostly it was like a WhatsApp video call, walking around the boat, um, and then running through everything with them when they wanted to charter the boat, that kind of thing.
Gotcha. And you said that was salary, and that's why you're looking to get into how to get closer.
What was your question?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What's the question?
Sorry.
What was your question for
You say
Jordan?
you had it.
Oh, my question was that how you started in sales, or did you have some corporate sales background before you started doing those graveyard dialing?
Yeah, no, corporate. Well, I mean, again, I was doing real estate where I was cold calling homeowners basically, to sell their property. So like I guess that's kind of corporate. I mean, that's not corporate really because it's still, it's not B2C or whatnot, it's C2C.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean that just got me used to. I just kind of started from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? Like the hit rate for calling someone that doesn't know you and getting them to sell you their house. Think about that, bro. Someone just calling you that you don't know and buying their house is crazy. So when I go from
Crazy.
something like that to, okay, now I'm calling somebody that like opted in for a course 6 months ago and it's
Hmm.
$3,000. That's kind of likely. I might get 1 out of 5 calls versus 1 out of 50. And then now someone's going on my calendar that watched a 40-minute YouTube video, like, and now my close rate's like fucking 1 out of 2. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you have to start from the bottom, but like use that to your advantage. All the hard shit that you're doing, like this shit's not that hard. So it's like
Hmm.
use the skills from that to just be better at this. For you, I feel like you need something that's commission only because you probably don't know what your potential is because you're getting a salary, so you don't really give a fuck probably like if they charter it or not. You get paid the same regardless. You have a different hunger when you know that you don't make money if you don't close somebody.
You
Like
eat what
you
you
talk
kill.
differently. Yeah, you talk
Hmm.
differently. You were getting paid regardless whether you performed or not. You know what I'm saying? So like you probably don't even know how hard you can go. Like anyone knows that's been
Hmm.
in sales, when you have like a sales drought where you just can't close shit for like 3, 4 days, you're like, fuck, I'll spend an hour on a call with this person to make some money. So
Hmm.
I'm excited for you to get into that space. And then you'll see what your real potential is. Like you might call from 8 to 8. You may call from 4 to 8. You'll start to see how hungry you really are about it. But I don't think you need sales experience. For me, when I hire people that are just hungry as fuck and have a reason to want to get rich. I'll take that over
Mm.
someone that's done $4 million, $5 million in sales because some of the times they get too ahead of themselves. Like they're like, hey, like, I'm already rich. I don't have to go hard for you. Versus the person like I hired someone from Haiti. I hired people from
Third world
like
countries.
second, third world countries. And bro, they're the hungry people in the motherfucking world, bro, because they need it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like when you need something, bro, you'll stay up all night studying how to get better to perform well. And you can become that rare case where you're rich off closing, but you're still hungry as fuck to get richer. And that's just because you're
Hmm.
focused on self development.
And Jordan,
And I
Frank
fight,
and Caden,
yeah,
both these guys, sorry to cut you off, but Caden and Frank, both these guys from
yeah,
South Africa, the average salary here, if you're making like we'll say 3,000, $2,000 to $3,000, you're in the top 1% earners in South Africa. So if you're even making
yeah,
$1,000, $1,500 a month, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, that's a lot of coin. And in the high ticket space, that's like nothing. Would you guys say that's
yeah. I
accurate?
mean, that's crazy.
And then George is in Paraguay, right? Paraguay. So he's doing well down there. Where are the rest of you guys? Eddie's in Miami. Kian, how do I say your name?
It's Cian. I'm from Dallas, Texas.
You in Texas. Okay. America Money. Cool. Joshua,
Palm Beach.
Palm Beach. Okay, that's expensive. Expensive city. So you got to hunt,
But
bro.
bro, it's like one of
You
the
got to hunt every
richest zip
day.
codes ever, bro. Bro, you see like fucking Trump lives here. This is fucking insane, dude. But
That's
yeah,
good.
Jordan, yeah, real quick. Oh yeah, my background is I started out dialing for LA Fitness actually. It was like personal trainers calling up grandmas and shit. And right now I'm more of like a sales rep sort of situation. Tim hooked me up with it. I'm doing pretty decent. Um, but my
Okay.
main question was when you first join a new offer, you think the best thing is to sort of figure out the key metrics, like the performance metrics, and then just like you said, just dial all day and everything, or do whatever it takes. I mean, as far as like the metrics and just crush it, and then from there, sort of leverage that to become a closer instead of coming in and just like asking for a closer position. I'm just trying to sum up
I
what you
mean,
said before.
yeah. Yeah, it's just numbers, bro. What I love about
Yeah,
sales is all this shit is numbers based. Like my numbers are objectively good. No matter you like me, don't like me, my numbers are good. I've been a high performer for a long time. And I have extreme confidence saying that. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel any lack of confidence asking for a closing role, don't fucking ask for it. Like for me, like I made sure that my dial time was twice the KPI. The amount of dials I made was twice the KPI. The whoever was closing the most, I'm making sure I'm up there with them. You know what I'm saying? So like at that point, you don't really have to ask for shit. Like
yeah,
like if they have any, and again, it is different because some offers I know that are like shitty, they don't even see their numbers. They don't know who's doing well or not. And that's when you kind of have to like become almost like a COO role where you like are pouring life into how this can be better. You can say, hey, you guys are bullshitting. Like we can improve and be like this person or this offer if we do X, Y, and Z. And so if they're kind of like bullshitting and they're a smaller offer, you can impress them by being a thought leader and like pouring ideas into the company because they'll respect that. They're like, hey, this guy cares more than just his commission. When at the end of the day, if the business grows, you make more commissions too. That's one way. If they're a bigger company and they're already like kind of all set, then
thanks.
yeah, you just have to blow the KPIs out of the water. You might not be able to do it forever, but you have to change yourself on paper numerically, and
Gotcha.
you have to be lit to do that. You have to be trained. You have to be a high percentage closer, or you just have to work more than the average person. Like you can't just be amazing from the start. You can't control that, but you can just call more and take more calls than the average person.
Be
It's the
like a
number one
dog.
way to stand out.
Yeah,
Yeah. Which sounds simple, bro, but
I
I'm
got
telling
you.
you, most people don't do it. Like most people just don't do it, or else people would be top closers, you know? So you said you're in Palm Beach?
Yeah, Palm Beach, Florida. I gotta get off this pretty soon. I'm just dialing right now, but
That's what's
fuck, I
up.
just forgot what I was gonna ask. Oh yeah, are there any universal KPIs that like are like across like all the offers that someone trying to like just show up and be a dog to track, or is it like more like custom for that offer? Like I know you said like dials. Is it like I'm trying to figure out what KPIs should you be tracking as like someone new to like an offer, just in
Yeah, I mean,
general, or is it like
it's
specific?
pretty much like kind of universal, right? Like, okay, if you're it's this many sets per day, try to get this many. And again, some things you can't control, right? You get a
Yeah.
lead lottery or whatnot. Right, I guess last one for you, like, are you actually dialing right now? Because not everyone does outbound dialing. That's a very kind of rare role. Like, are you doing outbound dialing? Are you an inbound closer? Like, what position are you at now?
Yeah, right now it's not like outbound, it's not super cold, but it's like lukewarm. It's not warm either. It's more like I pick up the phone and like I kind of use what you got. I got that from The Way of the Wolf too, where it's sort of like the assumptive, like, hey, is this John, rather than you know, like, hey, John, how's
More like
like
questioning.
where you at, like that sort of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's kind of warm and it's just like that, like 150,000 a day, or so. It's not like super warm where it's like they're like eager to buy the product, but it's like lukewarm, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I say if you see potential in the company that you're on, then I mean, yeah, dialing KPIs is easy to maximize on that. It's going to take more time. It's annoying as fuck. But honestly, bro, if you don't believe in the company or you don't believe in the growth of the company, then also don't waste your time. Like, don't waste your time dialing into oblivion for the merit of it. Don't be like, at the end of the day, bro, I make a shitload of money because the offer I'm on is very solid. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like a genius. I just poured into a company enough and they poured into me where I was able to have an opportunity to make a shitload of money. And I worked very hard. But sometimes you can be the best closer on earth. But if you're on a shitty offer, you're not going to make any money. So don't waste your life away if it's not worth it either. But it is hard to find that middle ground. So, but use your own discretion.
Fire. Thank you. Appreciate
Jordan,
it.
what would you say,
Yes, sir.
man, for these guys? Let's give them some actionable advice, right? Like, what is something
Yeah.
that these guys can do when they're looking to do outreach, when they're looking to, do something creative to actually get their foot in the door with an offer owner? What's some actionable things and things like you mentioned a little bit on things that you look to hire when you're looking to hire guys, what you're actually looking for. But two aspects, like you mentioned. One, obviously, you got to be good and be a hustler, right? And if you don't have the experience at the beginning, you just got to show up, make a good first impression, right, Caden? But then number two is obviously a good offer. I call it in Closer Cohort a gold mine offer. So I tell my guys. But what would you determine as a good offer? What would you say some actionable steps that guys can make to actually be creative and get their foot in the door and show that they're actually an end-to-end rep? They're willing to go and do the extra mile.
For sure. So I think those two gyms earlier, like in terms of if you're doing like outreach, I mean, realistically, if you're looking at if you just as a business, yeah, I would just partner with an outreach service, like someone that can get you placement and just pay for placement. Like those things are available. I'm sure you do that as well. Like that's the easiest way to do it. You can be as creative as possible, but sometimes it's not about creativity, it's about paying your way in the door, right? If you can pay for someone that has more status than you to vouch for you to get you an opportunity, then just do that, right? If not, then yeah, being able to like cold DM and cold outreach and funnel hacking them and telling them how if you came into their business, you'd be able to change this, or coming in and offering to do outbound dials, which again I think works universally because most companies don't have it, could use it, and it costs nothing to them. Those are two good ways to DM outreach. I'm not an expert in that. At the end of the day, like I don't fucking look at my DMs to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So like I think if you want to get on a good offer, yeah, finding someone that does placement and paying to play, like just putting your money where your mouth is, paying someone with more status and more reach to put you in a good opportunity. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think it's the smoothest way to land an opportunity. You pay 5 racks for placement, but you start making 10 a month. It's kind of like a no-brainer. But in terms of like ways to get seen in the DM, I never really did that. So I don't really have a whole lot of advice on how that works. I think paying for placement it's the smartest way to go about it, to be honest.
Amazing. George, give us a question for Jordan. While he thinks, Jordan, I was going to ask you, what do you think about these placement softwares where you can pay, 200 to 500, 600, and they create you a closer profile? There's a bunch of them now, like Closify and Deal Fuel and these ones. Do you think those are worth it?
Well, I know Dev personally. I think we've actually I know that we personally use him. But it's almost more about
Having the
again,
experience.
it's not even really about the profile. Like it's just like who we're trusting that person, like yourself or Dooley or whatever it is. We're trusting that company's reputation to place as someone that meets our needs. So it's like it's not even about like and then it's about their situation. At the end of the day, like again, I'm not looking for someone a lot of times that's super trained. Sometimes we prefer people that have no training that can just be like Play-Doh, that we can just mold into who we need them to be. So if you come on here and say, hey, like I'm, the best closer ever, I have crazy experience, I'm with Grant Cardone, X, Y, and Z, but you can only work 3 hours a day. Like I'm gonna pass on that person all day versus someone that's, hey, I'm brand new to this shit, but I want to buy my mom a house in the next 2 years, and I have all the time in the world to dedicate to this. I'll hire that person all day. So honestly, like experience is kind of overrated. Like at the end of the day, like for some closer roles or B2C, you need someone that's specifically done X, Y, and Z. But for me, I don't even really hire off experience. It's really just off hunger Okay, cool. What's going on? Do you have any triggers in your life that's going to force you to go crazy and treat this as more than just a money-making opportunity? So like, don't get discouraged if you don't have $1 million closed, $2 million closed. Like,
That's a big thing I tell my guys, Jordan, is highlight two anecdotes or one to two anecdotes in your life of stuff that you've had to overcome. It's big. You know, you don't want to just say that you're hungry, you're willing to just, work super hard because they hear that. I mean, I hear that all the time when I'm hiring reps. I'm sure Jordan's heard the same thing. But if there's something in your life that you've overcome that shows that hunger, what Jordan is saying is 100%. So think creatively. What's something you've had to overcome or that
yeah,
you
it's almost like you're closing them on the interview. Like you're selling yourself. Like you're branding yourself. Like, hey, like yes, I want to make money. That's why I'm here. But like I have these things in my life. I'm telling you a story of what's leading you to believe that I'm going to go and be actionable towards this opportunity. And being open and honest about that. But yeah, experience is not super, super high on the list. And a lot of people hold themselves back because they think it is. Like they're not applying for a job because they think they're unqualified. But at the end of the day, just shoot your shot, like sell yourself and the reasoning on why you're going to give yourself to that opportunity, and go all in. And that's even for, personally for yourself.
it's good. George, what would you say, man? You got a question for Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit, I suppose, kind of different, but like, what would you say? Because obviously, usually people get indicators when it's time to move on to something fresh, right? But like for you particularly, because the thing is, some people sometimes think that the grass is greener on the other side, and it turns out not to be. But you also don't want to operate from a scarcity mindset of like leaving something that isn't serving you. So, like, what would you say are some key indicators for you to say, okay, maybe it's best to jump to another opportunity?
I mean, I guess before I even answer that, like, what's your situation at now? Like your background, like, what's a good opportunity to you? Is it your
Well,
culture? Is it how much money you make? Like, what's a good opportunity or a good offer for you?
honestly, man, like something that is smooth running in terms of systems and operations. Like I can make things work, but I need everything else around me to also work. Like if I'm running uphill, it's a lot harder than, running a flat surface.
How much money would you need to make on an offer for like it to be like worth it for you?
Anywhere from 8 to 15, I would say.
8 to 15. You're from where again?
I live in Paraguay. I'm from Australia.
It's like what's your cost of living? Like your overhead of like what you like
Peanuts,
like
bro. Peanuts.
you know what I'm
Thousand
saying? So
bucks.
it's also like and that's also like a part. Like that's very, very like
Yeah, but
integral. Like, go ahead.
so here's the thing, right? Like it's peanuts to
Yeah.
live here, but like that's the reason I live here is because my lifestyle goes up because my cost of living is so low. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's a benefit of living here. So like ideally like I can just like get by on 2K a month, but like that's how much it costs
Yeah.
to live here. But like I don't want to, right?
Do you think that's holding you back though? Like, do you think like if you live somewhere, if money
No.
wasn't an option, would you live where you live now?
Yeah.
You still would?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're in a different position. Because sometimes, like, especially like that's why I'm scared of like going to Bali and spending like $1,000 a month. Like you get
Yeah.
accustomed to that. You know
I'm
what I'm
I'm
saying? When you
actually in the same
start
boat
to
as
frame.
George.
Oh, so go ahead.
I'm on the same boat as George. I'm in Miami with my family, but I live in Argentina for the last 8 months.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, I
So
mean,
you live mainly in Miami or mainly in
Now I mainly live in Argentina because of one, I have my girlfriend there, but two, the cost of living is amazing.
man, Argentina is still expensive as hell.
It's still cheap for me. I
Cheaper
mean,
than
Miami's
Miami.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to Miami, maybe, but
Yeah, that's interesting. And I'll get to the question as well because I mean, yeah, cost of living is a huge factor, and it's just crazy because like some of these guys that were setters for our team, I mean, they were making like maybe 9 to 10 grand a month, but like
mm,
for them, that's like the same as me making 20, 25 grand a month because their cost of living is just so
right.
low. But it also kind of stunts them. Where like they're gonna stay at that level forever because their income never increases. Like for me, like where I pay now, like I have a $650,000 house. I pay 5 racks a month in mortgage. I'm gonna get another spot in Florida that's gonna be probably another 4 to 5 racks. So I like that sounds stupid. Like my overhead's gonna be 10 racks a month. like minimum. But to me, like I'm just on some shit where I'm just gonna keep raising my expenses and just I'm just gonna make more, you know?
Right.
Because you start to raise your expense levels. Don't get me wrong, if you like where you're living and your costs are low, bro, run the fucking bag up. You know what I'm saying? That's a great opportunity for
Well,
me. It's just ever I want to live, that's just expensive as fuck.
that
So
that's
I just
that's
gotta
the
make
reason I
more.
wouldn't mind like dropping into Miami just to like surround myself with people that are like way better off than me and really feel poor. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
um yeah, by the same token, I'd still live here regardless. It's just like I guess the question was more based around of like at what point do you say, all right, this situation isn't maybe serving me anymore because I always get in two minds with these things, right? It's like, okay, don't have a scarcity mindset, you know, move to something different if you feel like that's time, it's time to do so. But by the same token, also like sometimes you try and find something. You're people have shiny object syndrome, right? They're always trying to find the next best thing, and sometimes the best thing is like in front of you with a bit of work. So it's just more of a question, like with specifically in terms of offers, like what would you say are some key indicators for you to go, all right, maybe it's time to move on?
Yeah, I mean, you get to just be invested in the vision, right? So the number one thing, I think there's a huge difference from offers that are purely organic than offers that run ads. Offers that run ads are extremely different. One, your profitability has to be higher because they're paying for these leads, but you are more structured. You have a bigger bankroll. A lot of these people aren't paying for ads because their offers are kind of just broke, you know? So like if someone's running ads in my lead flow, is based on like if my offer owner decides to post an IG reel that week, I'd be a little more on edge and be easier to leave because it's very like unpredictable. If someone's spending $5,000 a day in ads and it's just okay, we got to tweak our ads, we got to find our angle, and there's like money being put forth towards an opportunity, and you just have to find like that little tweak. I'll
But
be
let
a
me give
lot
you
more
some
inclined to bill with those
contextualization.
people. Yeah.
Let me give you some context. The company I work for is currently spending close to 2 mil on ads a month.
Okay. So they're
So
spending a lot of money.
it's a huge operation. The issue I'm finding is that there's far too many moving pieces, right? There's far too many staff. There's far too many, I don't want to say far too many leads, but there's things pass through too many hands, in my opinion, and you rely on too many people, things get messy.
So it's
So I
almost
just
like
feel like
corporate, basically.
I wouldn't say it's corporate. It is still it's just a huge company. It's a huge company. Like I just feel like it's too many things are too reliant on too many individuals, which is in turn, like I said, making me feel like I'm running uphill.
Are you making the money that you want to make per month?
No.
And do you feel like you're being like suppressed by how do you feel like you could make more money if there was less loopholes to jump through?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have a big enough voice in that business to like make those concerns heard and they actually may implement it? Or are you kind of just like there's so many people they may not listen to your shit?
They will listen, but like at what point are you wasting your breath?
I mean, I seen that. Have you done this before? I mean, like, have you gone to them and talked about this shit and nothing's changed before, or is
Yeah,
this
I
your
mean,
first attempt
the
doing that?
concerns have been raised, but like it's not gotten to a point yet where I've sat down and say, "Hey, like motherfuckers, this needs to change." Like, you
Yeah,
know,
I mean, it's just the thing. There's hella people. Like my offer, like we're doing 1.5 M's a month right now, and we have three closers and like five setters, and maybe
yeah,
like five VAs. It's a very concise thing
yeah.
where I'm very close to the offer owner. We're actually friends, so that's like kind of by chance or luck, whatever. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be annoyed because that sounds almost like a corporate situation where you kind of can't change shit because like, hey, this shit works. We have a lot of people that are all getting paid decently when we actually could make it smaller and everyone gets paid a lot. And that's how I try to
Yeah.
structure my team. I'd rather not have a shitload of people, but have a small amount of people and max them out, have the most amount of calls, have your calendars packed, and then we expand. So they might have expanded too fast. I mean, but if you're
That's
making the
exactly what
money,
happened. That's exactly
yeah,
what
but
happened.
That's it.
and
That's
then you
such
kind of feel like, yeah.
so many offer owners that have been on, like when I've swapped offers, George, it's always because they'll bring on more closers. They'll do that exact same thing. And the offer owners think they need to bring on more staff. When in reality, it's like, bro, just give us more calls. You don't need to do that. It's a no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. that might be an irreparable situation because to make it how you want it to be, they probably have to fire a shitload of people, and I don't think they're going to do that. Or is that maybe even right? Like I try not to overexpand at all. I like it where
Yeah.
everyone, okay, what's your goal? We're not going to expand until everyone's at their goal, and you just can't even take any more fucking calls. You might just be at the point where they've hired so many people that to you even get your concerns across, it's going to take 3 to 6 months. But you said you are making money that makes sense for you. So it's like, do you
It's
just deal
super
with the
stable,
headache because
man.
you're making bread?
Yeah, it's super stable. Like that's the thing. And I'm like, okay, do I bother? Do you bother? Like I said, feel like you're running uphill, but being stable, or do you try and look for something that looks better on paper, but you get into it? Because the thing is, man, is like everyone makes their offer sound great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
sometimes you jump on one and you're like, this is just nowhere near what was promised. So it's like, do you take the risk and move away from where you're at now, which is super stable? There's a lot of headaches, the income stable, whatever, and try and look for something that's a better opportunity where, shiny object syndrome, but it's possible you land in shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you're making in that range that you said you want to make, and it's just like some headaches, bro, you might just gotta all right, bro, I'm not the offer owner. I'm taking no risks. They're not running the business how I want them to, but fuck it, I'm making bread. You know what I'm saying? Or I can sacrifice this. If you weren't making the money you want to make and you're trying to do that, I'd say, okay, yeah, just go ahead and switch
So
over.
here's the thing. I
But
feel
like,
like the things that I'm
yeah,
trying to do are preventing me from making the money that I want to make.
Mm.
The things that I'm trying to voice, these are the problems that I'm seeing with inside the business that need to change in order for things to run more smoothly, in order for me to
yeah,
get more opportunity to make more money.
And they're not listening.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in a position where you just don't have a lot of leverage, you just have to make a decision on, okay, I don't have the leverage because I'm not taking the risk. So I have to be okay with the fact that I have no power here, but I'm making decent money and sacrifice the fact that I could make more. And that's where your situation comes. You're paying 2 grand a month to live life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're straight. If you were paying like 7 grand a month, you'd be like, nah, I need this extra 10 racks and I need
Yeah.
them to listen to me. And you'd probably either make that decision quicker. So you're probably not moving as fast as you want to move because you are kind of comfortable. Like you live in a place that you like. It's not very expensive. You don't have a lot of downside. You can stay where you're at now. Your life is fine. You could
Mhm.
potentially go somewhere else, live in shit for 3 months, and your bills are so low that you're still fine. And then you find something better. So,
Mhm.
Progress, bro,
that's
George,
more of a personal
progress
thing.
is always about being uncomfortable. So that's like
It
there's
is.
also there's no need to have a scarcity mindset. So this is something you obviously I would take some time and really just weigh both options, but there's a ton of offers out here. Like Jordan's talking about, I got a ton of offers as well. Like there's no scarcity in offers. Yes, you might have to go through a period where you're gonna have to test a few out. But also another thing too is when you get pigeon-toed into an offer for a decent amount of time, and I see guys, and I did this, man. When I on my first offer, I stayed like 10 months. I should have left after like 6 months because my income was capped. As soon as I moved to a new offer, I got in with the sales manager. I started making that kind of bread. Obviously, it took a little bit of time. So that I can tell you, bro, it's hard to see when you haven't been there, but there's a ton of opportunity out there. And you also can rebrand yourself as maybe a sales manager or maybe someone that's a bit more high level, like Jordan's talking. You come in, you can actually be valued for the leverage that you're providing the business. Because sometimes
Mhm.
once you get stuck in a certain situation, they're bringing on more people. It's hard to kind of break out of that. So that's also going to be fun for you. But there is a period of time that it's going to take any offer. It's going to take some time to learn it and get in that comfortable mood. So even if you just stay in Paraguay and you get on a new offer, there's going to be a learning curve. It's going to challenge you. You're going to be, you're going to have,
Uncomfortable.
you'll feel more fulfilled, I think, in a way. But you got to
Mm.
Yeah.
stay comfy. You want to stack some bread for a little bit. Maybe you stack some bread for 3, 4 months and then make the jump. So then you have a little bit of savings. I don't know what your saving situation is like. I mean, there's a lot of things for you to consider. Do you want to challenge yourself further? Or are you cool with what you're doing? Can you take on another offer at the same time? Do you have time bandwidth, or is that unrealistic?
Yeah. I'd say look for another offer while you're still doing what you're doing. Like, don't just like jump into the marketplace. How old are you, George?
26.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you're chilling, bro. Like, I would say honestly, I'd say go for it, bro. Because it's like we're in a weird period where like we're like entrepreneurs. We're not entrepreneurs, but like we're also not like just like NPCs. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to like be
Yeah.
challenged. Like I want to see you on an offer where like when you say some shit, they take it serious and implement that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you now know how to make the business better and to make you more bread. And this is great. This is like I guess it's like motivation, literally specific to you. But I literally they just scheduled my again. I'm a closer, like all the same. I do sales management, so I get like a percentage or whatever. But this is just they actually just scheduled my shit for July 10th. for my commission. Like that's if y'all can see it, it's like almost $31,000 for July
Damn.
10th. That's just closing. That's in 2 days. That's in 48 hours, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like a like that's no sales manager. You can get on a roll, bro. You can make 20, 30 racks a month. Like you can. There's not a lot of great offers, but there's also not a lot of great salespeople. So like it's almost like a relationship. Don't get stuck in it so long that you get like one-itis of like if you leave, you'll never find something better, bro. Yeah, you want to find people that value you because you're probably
It's
smart as fuck
definitely that's
and you're
actually such a
able.
good analogy,
Yeah,
Jordan. It's like a
One
you know
relationship.
what I'm
item.
saying? So like you
You
can
gonna
make
marry
bread,
this
bro.
chick,
Don't let
George?
the
Do you see yourself marrying her and being with her forever? If not,
yeah, this is basically
does
like you don't
does
like her
this George?
in-laws.
Would you? Can you imagine that this would be the mother of your children? If not, GTFO, bro.
Yeah. It's like you kind of like your chick, but her in-laws fucking hate you, bro. You got to move on to another chick that has better in-laws or none.
That won't work with
So,
Mm.
kids.
yeah, that's the fun part about life, bro. You get to literally make decisions and take risks. But again,
Yeah.
I keep talking about the cost of living thing because like that's very important. Like you're paying like 20, like 30 grand a year to live. You have so many options, bro. I'm about to be paying like 10 racks a month. Like I don't really have a lot of like time, but I've made so much where I kind of do. So I'm actually a fan of like stacking your monthly expenses because it is just something to your brain, bro. Like you're like, fuck, I got to pay 5 racks a month to live. I got to go get some more money quick. So not just saying go ball out of control, but get comfortable, bro. Maybe get a little second spot down in Miami and go down there. You know what I'm saying? Half the month. You're like, cool. I got an extra
Yeah.
4 rack bill I got to spend, but I'm making an extra 10K a month because I went to another offer. It's going to force you to find solutions. So that part's always fun as fuck.
And it's beautiful, Jordan. Like with high ticket sales, we do have a unique situation where we work remotely. We have the freedom to be able to travel and go to these other places, which it can be good, like Jordan's saying, but also can, I would say, man, if you're making under 10K, it's great. But if you're really trying to push, like to be a 30K a month closer and be traveling around, it's pretty tough. I'd say. What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I mean, my situation is so crazy because I only take calls on the weekend just because our sales cycle. So again, my offer is just really, really good. Which I'll be honest, like before this, I didn't have a whole bunch of time freedom. I'm not saying that. I mean, I traveled still once a month, whatever. But like, I was taking calls. You know what I'm saying? Almost every single day. But I did that for a year and a half so I could just basically be rich and then kind of slow down or maybe find an offer where it fits my time frame more. So you might not have everything. You might not be able to make 30 grand a month and travel the entire world like Jacoby's doing. But maybe if you stick around for a year and just lock in, then you can. You can have everything. But I mean, at the end of the day, like almost anything's better than going and getting a fucking job. Like, and that's always the worst case scenario, but it's actually a very average thing to do. So sometimes you just got to be grateful for this opportunity that we can get on a call with someone and speak words into a fucking screen and make $500.
It's
Like,
mad.
come
Yeah.
on, bro. It's
Gratitude's massive.
crazy.
Massive.
But I know you guys probably go like an hour, so if anyone has like one more question, we can
We can wrap up.
knock it out, talk about it.
Caden, you got anything for our man? Caden's a hustler.
Um,
Caden used to be a chatter for, can I say? Can I say?
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so Caden used to work for an OFM agency. He was chatting, he was making good coin, he was a hustler. But he didn't feel the impact, he didn't feel valued. So he wanted to do something that he could leverage his time better and get those higher ticket. And he's a hustler. So and he just recently joined Closer Cohort. So he's just gone through, like, you've been in what, like a month or so, Caden?
Yeah, it's going to be a month from tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a month time. Was on the OFM offer. I was doing decently well, but I felt that my capabilities can take me elsewhere, and I want to see how much I can do. I want to see how much I can do and where I can go. So obviously, if I want to do something differently, I have to do something different and make a change. Found Jacoby through one of my friends and just been locking in, and yeah, it's been very interesting process
But you were
to
making good
grow
money. He
in.
was making good money for South African standards. He was in a similar situation as
Yeah.
George. He was comfortable. Would you say it was good money for South Africa, Caden?
Yeah, it was comfortable, but I mean, I still I was living all right, but still couldn't have like the big assets that I want to have. So I was living all right, and now I want to upgrade. And I mean, I'm pretty much the same understanding as you, Jordan, that I don't want to downgrade my life to live how I want to. I want to keep having the expenses grow and grow, and I just make more,
Yeah.
and the expenses don't matter because I make more. Like Of course,
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's
100%.
just like it's a crazy mindset. It's kind of like a madman mindset. But if you're like fully confident in yourself, you can do it. Because again, like that's why I'm like scared of like the Bali living where you're living like a king for 1,500. Because at the end of the day, there's a con, right?
Mm.
I've never been to Bali, but I know that I probably wouldn't live there like my whole life. Like the infrastructure is not the same as the US or the UK and whatnot. So
You can't
yeah,
have
just
bikes,
don't
you
be
can't have
scared.
supercars.
Yeah, yeah, like don't be scared to raise your expenses. If you don't raise your expenses or you just live somewhere that's dirt cheap, you're just training your brain to say, "Hey, I can't make more than a certain threshold, so I'm going to keep my expenses as low as possible because I know I can't make more money." And don't be a
Yeah.
dumbass. Like you have to have an opportunity to make more money. But I mean, remote closing is the opportunity. And what I'll end with, I'm actually now transforming to another opportunity. I think he said that he actually did this before, but now I'm about to go into running a Medicare business, which is kind of the same in terms of remote sales. But basically, I'm going to be running a team of remote sales reps that are getting inbound leads from people that want to buy Medicare, which Medicare, real quick thing is like everyone over 65 has to have Medicare legally. So they literally are getting live transfer leads from people that need a certain service. They buy a Medicare policy, and then you make a residual off that person every single year for like 3 to 5 years. So that's something where some people are doing 70 racks a month on month three or on year 2 or 3 because they're just selling policies low ticket because it's actually free. Medicare is free,
Mm.
but then you just get a residual off them. So now I'm past the mark. I'm like, cool, 20, 30, 40 racks a month is great. But how can I spend a year, maybe downgrade a little bit, but then start making 50, 60 grand a month residually? So you do get to the peak of opportunities and then you have to expand to something else. So that's another opportunity that I'm actually going to offer to Jacoby as well. Because some people may say, hey, man, I'd rather have a guaranteed check and make residuals, but make less per sale. Some people want to go high ticket, get rich fast. But it's good to know all the different opportunities and how to expand yourself. But
Yeah, we can
um,
maybe plug you guys if you guys want to do that. But yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
cool. Joe, I
I
think
think we're
go ahead, King. Yeah,
yeah.
what were you gonna say?
I think where my thinking has been for I realized it pretty soon, but I noticed I was going through a bit of a dip in like my mentality wise that I was thinking, oh shit, what if this doesn't work out? What if I go down this wrong route or whatever? And I just realized the other day, like, well, fuck, what if it all goes right? And I've got nothing to lose. If it goes wrong, fuck it, it goes wrong. What if it goes right? And now I've only really switched that like yesterday. But yeah, it's been like 2, 3 days of thinking a bit negatively, but now I'm out and yeah, I'm happier now.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
just delusional optimism, bro. How old are you, Caden?
21.
Yeah, I mean, dude, what could fucking go wrong, bro? Like most 21-year-olds are
Right.
broke anyways. You know what I'm saying? So what the worst thing is
Exactly.
the worst thing is your average, bro. You'll never go wrong in sales, bro. Just go crazy, keep chasing opportunities, and just tell yourself that you can never fail. Because you really can't, bro. Like you don't have expenses, or you don't have like kids or something like, bro, you'll be straight, bro. Just survive long enough before you get rich. That's the name of the game. Survive long enough before you find that one thing that gets you rich. This was my thing. And I found this shit 2 years
Yeah.
ago and I'm 28. You know what I'm saying? So, but now I'm up. So, like, just keep
Yeah.
going, bro. Y'all got
For
it.
sure. I mean, I have the hustle. I mean, if I go back a few years, I was still doing my final year of school, and I was working as an engineer in the rest of the day. I was doing both for about a year and a half, and then working in
Mm.
the as a bartender. And I made myself very valuable in the lodge that I was working in. That they couldn't get rid of me, but they weren't paying me enough, and I couldn't live. I mean, I was probably earning what a couple $100 a month and trying to live off that was impossible.
That's
Impossible.
up. Yeah, but I go
Yeah, I
outside
keep
and
coming into
spend
that.
that.
I keep coming
Yeah,
into that. And then I've finally made the choice like, listen, I need to do something just for me and that I can grow and not have someone just dictating to me what I earn on a salary that I'm in control of what I earn.
See you, Frank. Bye.
Just Frank.
yeah. Peace, right?
Do
Yeah, I know we're getting to the end of the time. I don't want to take
you
too
have a
much of your
hard
guys'
do you
time
have
as
a hard
well.
stop,
But
Joe?
I don't know if you guys do or whatnot, but
I
I'm
do
kind of
have
chill.
something, but I got a little bit of time. I can push. I mean, I don't know if there's one or two questions. Maybe Jordan, if you want, if we can ask Eddie, Sion, you guys haven't chatted. Andre, if you guys have one or two questions, maybe Jordan or Will, you can just answer one or two more questions.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Uh,
interested to hear what Eddie has to say. I know you said you're on a closing offer and you're like in between Miami. Like, you sound like you're a little
no,
bit more on the mature
I,
route.
I'm actually so I'm 35 years old. Um, I lost my dad in November. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 20. I'm a trader. My main source of income is trading. But I've owned businesses, I've run teams, I've built teams, I've managed people for years and different things. And I actually hit up Tim because I was like down on time. Like I had too much free time and I need something that I can leverage that I enjoy. I love selling. So um I'm running myself like through the ringer with the whole sales mafia course.
Amazing.
Like if
Did
I
you
was
just jump
brand
in,
new.
Eddie? Are you new?
Yeah, I'm new.
Nice, man. Welcome.
Thank you. But I'm not new to the game. You know, I've been in high ticket selling
Yeah.
my own offers, like my own coaching offers. Like I've mentored people charging 5K. I've sold between 3 and 5K, over 200 students. Um,
Nice.
I'm the closer, I'm the setter, I'm everything. Never had
Yeah, yeah.
anything for me.
So you're running your own
Getting
offer. What's your offer like, Eddie? You said trading?
well, trading, trading, like the markets.
Day trading. Okay, cool.
What is it, like
Yeah.
Forex or stocks or
I prefer futures, but you can trade index funds on Forex brokers as well. So like
okay.
Nasdaq and gold are like my favorite things to trade.
Gotcha. I've actually traded Forex before. So I've tried everything. But yeah, I'm actually getting back into trading just because now I have hella time. So like I've
For
been
me,
looking
it's
to get
flip.
back into trading. So
I've been trading 14, 15 years. I only do it like an hour a day and then I have nothing else to do. And I live in Argentina, but I'm back home. I've been home just to be around my family for a little bit, um, create some space and get realigned and refocused. After my dad died, I kind of like let myself go a little bit. Never stopped trading, but like I've always been like a serial entrepreneur and I let everything else that I had, partnerships, deals, outside of trading, because trading is like my baseline and everything else is like what I do as an ambitious human.
extra,
Um,
yeah.
so I'm gonna rebuild my cash. I want to get just generally excited and motivated, and I'm gonna use selling to do it. I'm gonna
Go,
crush it. I'm
bro.
gonna kill it. I'm gonna hit
Let's
20,
go.
30K a month closing. I'm already there. I just gotta get back with the way that you guys have the frame. I want to like learn Tim's way. I look up to Tim.
Sick,
Yeah,
man.
and yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, I think when you're coming from like an entrepreneurial background, it makes it a lot easier to understand the whole model, the offer owner, the client, the seller, the setter, you know. So yeah, you're knocking out the park, man. A lot of this is
Thank
about like just being an excellent person, right? Not just being an excellent closer, just being an excellent person, and then applying that to whatever skill you want to do. Like me personally, I feel like I can do anything. Like you put something in front of me, I'm egotistical enough where I just don't want to lose. So for you, you know, obviously condolences
Don't
to what
trade
you're
then.
going through
Don't
now.
trade then.
That's why I stopped
Bro,
trading, bro. That shit fucked my mind
the
up, bro. Like
market
that's
does
when you
not
learn
owe you
about
anything.
greed, psychology. I'm too emotional for that shit, bro. Just give me a call,
No,
bro. I'll pitch you 10 racks and that's it. And that's all.
I manage
Trading is
accounts.
crazy.
I deal with that. Like I help like make money for people. Like that's one of my other offers. I actually killed that offer. I just got really tight with it because I didn't want to like have like the whole world and have stress like that. I don't have a hedge fund. It's just me. So I ended up closing the doors and I just keep the small group that I have. But I mean, I know that Tim's got like 3 or 4 offers. He offered me the OnlyFans one. I had to turn that one down. I got a girlfriend, man. I can't do it. And then the
Uh,
sales market training, I'm cramming. I'm doing it. I'm trying to do it in 3 days. I stayed up all night. I'm doing it now.
Let's go, bro. Get it done, man. Get on an offer. There's so
You
much.
guys have any tips or any like just comments to a new person?
What do
um,
you guys say? Caden, Lucas, advice for Eddie. He just jumped into high ticket sales.
yeah, I'll give him some
Um,
game.
honestly, I think taking a good pace is very wise because if you go really fast, then you miss out a lot of things, and then you have to backtrack and learn it all again, even though you've been through it. Now you're doubling up your time. So, I mean, I've had to do it. I flew through the modules, and I actually have had to go back through some of them just to make sure I'm getting the right information again. And yeah, I think pacing yourself is very important. It's a marathon.
Would you guys say the scripts and the frames, like I saw that he's got videos and then I saw he's got like actual documents. Like if I were to get into a job, the scripts and the documents are going to give me the framework to basically nail the calls, kill the calls. The other stuff is just like psychological and like kind of like to
Mindset.
groom you as a salesperson.
100%. It's all filler, man. It's like you got to implement this the I think with Tim he's got the scholarship framework. You have to implement that on mock calls and you have to just the more calls you do. I mean, Jordan, were you confident when you took your first sales call?
Um, I mean, for me, I was confident as a person, just not on the actual offer itself, which you get
Yeah.
used to. But you just got to find your approach. Like me, I have a very laid off approach. I'm not even sure if you have to talk about in terms of the scholarship thing, but I'm assuming it's like making the other person seem like this is an opportunity for them to apply versus like you trying to get their money. Like for
Hmm.
me, I analyze who I'm speaking with and even my nonverbal communication. Like when I get the call, I'll start looking around. Cool, cool, awesome. Glad you can hear me. Awesome, cool. Where are you calling from? Okay, perfect. Yeah, the purpose of this call is just to X, Y, and Z and see if you'd be a good fit to work with us. Like I always say the exact same thing. See if you'd be a good fit to work with us. So it's confident. I'm not being a dickhead, but I'm also making it seem like, hey, this isn't just a conversation where I spit words at you and you just accept it. This is something where you kind of what you're saying is based on if you even have the opportunity. Like
Yeah,
people
like I'm interviewing
people
you.
want something they can't. Yeah, people want something that they can't have for some reason, and that's why there'd be hella leads that like ghost me, and I'll text them, and I actually have this from Dev, and I'll text them and say, hey, actually no issue. I just checked with the back office. We actually ran out of spots. But we appreciate your time. Wait, wait, no, no, no. I was just gonna text. I was just gonna text. I was just gonna, you know what I'm saying? And they come back because you told them, hey, you're disqualified now. So for some reason, people resonate with that well. Mostly men because it's like an ego battle, especially you being like a jack dude. They're gonna feel like like afraid of you. So like you're gonna have like an ego battle. But with women, I mean, I close a lot of women too. Like they're very like emotionally driven. Like, okay, how is this
Persistent and
success
raised by
going to
my
make me
mother.
feel? Yeah, so you can probably
Yeah.
resonate with cool, making them realize how their success is going to make them feel, and then they're willing to spend anything. A dude's
Yeah.
going to be more like, what's going to be my ROI? But not only what's my ROI, what's going to be the chances of me even succeeding at this?
Yeah,
Um,
I did
so
Amazon I sold Amazon stores done for you offer. It was a
yeah,
$10,000. I got warm leads. I actually did most of them face to face, a lot of them over the phone, and I sold about 20 stores in about 7 months, which was awesome. My commission was 50%. And
50?
yeah, it was a
God damn.
partner, it was a friend, a
Great.
friend. And he just hated selling and I loved it. And one thing that I did while I was doing every single pitch is I would never discuss the store right away. I would just get to know the person, get them to say things about themselves so that they become vulnerable. Because once I know enough about the person, I can use that within my pitch to be able to like circle back to certain emotional triggers or things that, like, hey, what you said about this issue, this is really going to help that, and then carve like the vision for them, and basically like just like you said, build that rapport with them, and then go straight to the framework and put that your frame on them with their vulnerability and everything that else that they've spoken prior, and how it's going to affect their life, and then they would all pay 10K. Like it was
Yeah,
like the high.
you just gotta lay traps. You just ask questions that put them into a trap of like them giving you information that you need and then bringing it up at the end. I don't bring up anything about Amazon for my offer until the last like 5 minutes or 10
Yeah,
minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not
yeah,
about Amazon. It's about finding a solution to whatever fucked up problem you have. And then
yeah,
I'm just framing my offer, i.e. Amazon, as the solution to that. That's why like
yeah,
sales training is interesting because it's all kind of common sense. Get their pain, use their pain against them. But we all know it's not that easy. Like if I get on a sales call, I don't have a lot of pain. Like I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? Like and some people that are like up, like they don't have a lot of pain. You can't get pain out of them. And actually you trying to like see what pain points they have is gonna piss them off because they know what you're
yeah,
doing. So like you become an expert salesperson when you sell someone that knows what your tactics are. And I'll tell someone, should I say, hey, honestly, I'm a salesperson. I make a commission if you enroll in this platform. But at the end of the day, like two things can be true. This can help you, and I might get paid from it. That doesn't make it a bad thing, right? So sometimes being super upfront, saying, hey, at the end of the day, like I'm obviously biased in telling you what you want to hear for you to have a certain expectation or whatnot, but I'm also here to benefit you. So sometimes just putting it out there to someone that knows your tactics is better than trying to use that. Because if you tried to use that on me, you said, "So Jordan, what's paining you? How long has that been? Have you gone through that?" I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm gonna be like, okay, this guy thinks I'm stupid. I'm not gonna buy from you. Versus someone that says,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm not gonna go into all the pain points. You seem like you're doing well. You could do well and continue doing that without us. But you called us for a reason. Let's get down to that reason." So you have to
Yeah.
know how to identify your
Yeah.
prospect to see what type to use, whether they're kind of just like an NPC, they fall for all the checkpoints, what I'm saying? They just tell you the whole life story versus someone that's more uptight, rigid. They know what's going on and they don't want to give you things specifically. Like if you ask me, "Hey, what's your budget, Jordan?" He's probing me. He's financially probing me. You know what I'm saying? I might say, "I got some money." So knowing how to attack those people, that's when you become a top 1% closer.
Yeah.
Because when
No,
you're selling higher ticket shit, 10, 20K, they got
yeah.
money already. They're not an
I
idiot.
can I can literally see the times like in my journey that I spoke to rich and poor people, and the difference is the whole conversation is different. The whole approach is different. Like you can't touch pain points on a rich person the same way on a poor person. On a poor person, you can't touch them too much because then they get offended. So you have to dance around the idea. And with a rich person, a lot of the bottleneck or the thing that stops the deal is them not having time or they don't have time or they like so having the finesse to be able to like explain whatever offer to the person directly to their needs and who they are, like reading them.
Exactly. Exactly. My highest offer is a 10K offer that's kind of like a done for you. And I
Yeah.
sell it to people that need to save time. So I don't talk about how much money it's going to make them. I talk about how they're even able to make money while they're busy doing X, Y, and Z. They're not
Yeah.
emotionally driven, they're logic driven.
Yeah.
Versus like you said, like a rich person, like they want to see that you're of their status. So
Mhm.
all mention, "Hey, yeah, I was in real estate for 5 years, did super well. It's kind of at the mercy of the market, so I diversified into this." I let them know, "Hey, like I'm not just like an idiot salesperson that's trying to get your money. I'm already up. We're equals, and now I'm just offering you something." You know what I'm saying? When someone feels like, "Hey, like the money that I'm putting in your pocket, you need it to pay your rent," it makes people like uneasy about it versus, "Hey, this guy does this all day long. He's probably up just like me. Like, I don't mind giving another commission." Like, what I'm saying? Rich people, they think like that. If they think that you need it, they don't want it. But if it's just a regular day, then they're more open. They're more open to it. So sometimes you have to um, appear to their level as well. Because the 10K product, you're probably dealing with people that don't have a lot of time, which is why they need it done for you. So, but I think you have a pretty good grasp on that, to be honest. So.
You.
I mean, you're gonna knock it out the park, bro. Like, just
Thank you.
find
Thank you.
find your why and find a vehicle to make
Oh,
bread.
I
High
got a
ticket
lot of
closing is a good
reasons
one.
right now. That's why I'm
Yeah,
here.
so just use that, bro. But yeah, you're gonna knock it out the park.
Thank you, bro.
Amazing. Well, boys, I do need to
Cool,
jump
cool.
here. I need to jump, ladies and gents. But Jordan,
Cool.
appreciate you coming on, bro. And yeah, where can people find you? IG, what you got?
Y'all put my IG in the chat. It's just Agent Dooley. I don't post too much content right now, but I'm about to start getting more into it. So I appreciate you, Jacoby, for giving me a platform to just talk about shit that I like talking about. So yeah, let's connect, man. We can definitely connect there. If you have any questions, let me know. I don't do like placements or anything like that, but I have a lot of connections. So maybe I'll connect with Jacoby and see if I can offer some of my network to you guys as well to put you guys in some nice positions to win.
100.
And yeah, if y'all need me, let me know. But I actually had to jump as well. But it was good meeting y'all, and we'll hopefully we'll touch base soon.
Thank you, Jordan. We'll talk soon. Take
Thank
it
you
What's
very
easy.
up?
much.